Leo, I'm here to give you a full moon fever wild card read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And it was your full moon actually that we had just a couple days ago. And we're still feeling those energies swirling about. We'll be feeling them for a while. This lunar cycle will be playing out from now clear through February 24th when we have the Virgo full moon. But you did kick off the first full moon of the year. So very big, like kind of showstopper energy. I got that curtain coming up. It's showtime. It's go time. It's time to reveal something. It's time to take your spot. It's time to step up to the plate. Swing that bat. I got this. Are you going to knock it out of the park? It was 111 on the clock when I saw that. So that is some new beginning. You're coming into alignment with something, all right? I did get this piece that came in as initial download with you that you're in the process of like researching ancient history. And I mean that in a very true sense. Like, I feel like you're learning something, you're studying something, you're poring over books, you're poring over papers. I feel like you're doing some kind of research. You're doing research for a writing project. It feels like something you're writing, okay? And you could be really delving deeply into the study of the roots of something, the history. I feel this very strongly, like you're tapping the roots of something. It could be for some type of like fantasy writing project, okay? Something along these lines, but I feel like you're doing a lot of investigative research. You want to be able to tie it into actual historical events. You might even be studying something on the level of psychology. Some of you are thinking of becoming psychotherapists or counselors. You might be entering some kind of training for this. It all involves study, learning something new. Some of you are taking your study of metaphysics to a deeper level, right? Maybe you're diving deeper into the tarot and the history of tarot and its symbolism, all of these pieces. But I do feel it comes back to something you're writing. Now, this could be a thesis. It could be some kind of term paper. For those of you who are, you know, actually going to go and enroll in school. Some of you are going back to school. You're going back to school and it's like really late in life, you may think, but you're actually really following a passion that's driving you forward. Some of you may be taking up, you know, some kind of degree that might seem sort of outside of the box, like it's not what you ever thought you would go for. But there's these pieces that tie in mythos, psychology. I just heard archaeology for some of you, okay? Maybe this is something that you always wanted to study, but you felt like you weren't really afforded the opportunity to do so. And then somehow you're getting a financial level up that's allowing you the opportunity to do just that, to just go to school and study for the joy of just simply learning. That's for somebody very fortunate out there. So you have the opportunity to do that. That's fantastic, right? Some of you are studying astrology. You really want to take your understanding of astrology to a deeper level. All right. So I see it playing out in all these ways. That was just my initial download that came in for you, but let's see what else is coming in. This is for any strong Leo placement, or if you have a significant fifth house placement, which is Leo's house. Additionally, if you are an Aquarius rising, that makes you a Leo descendant. And so you'll probably find a lot of resonance here. Flip-flop rolls as you need to. Do remember to engage your intuition and how this is all speaking to you. And without further ado, let's just dive right in and see what is coming in for Leo spirit in this lunar cycle. And it is definitely ready to stop. Okay. Ooh, an emperor. Okay. I feel like this is you. I have to say, I do feel like this is you, large and in charge. I feel like this is you stepping up to the plate. This is you ready to get beyond that place inside of you that, you know, only pushes it to a certain level. I really feel that. Like you're kind of calling yourself to the mat a little bit. And you're like, get it together, Leo. You know you got it in you. You know there's so much more that you could be hitting the mark with in this life. There's so much more. ready for you, waiting for you. This isn't it. There's so much more. But there's like a real commanding to it, like an activation of your inner power, and knowing that, you know, you're going to have to really like own that position to step up into what you want to create for yourself. I do feel you have the opportunity to do it. I do feel like you're in a position where if you really just stay focused and apply yourself, you're going to hit the mark, especially when it comes to anything you want to develop on a business level for yourself. All right. This is really making your own mark, making your own way, but it does require that, you know, you step up to the plate. You may also be dealing with a very strong masculine force in your life, somebody who's a very strong, this is like the typical kind of like alpha male type, right? This could be an Aries. This could be a Taurus. You could have a strong Aries or Taurus placement in your chart, okay? But this is definitely somebody of significance. And also I feel very strongly it's a quality within you, and it has everything to do with the activation of your North Node. 6:33 on the clock, okay? You're healing something within yourself that's always kept you kind of playing small. And you're really stoking your confidence and your determination to create something that would really mean a lot to you, to step into it, because you've always kind of sold yourself short. That's what I got, okay? You might have an emperor type, somebody who's in a position of authority here, that believes in you, that wants to invest in you, that wants to enable you to really step up into this, okay? And I mean, it doesn't have to be a masculine, okay? This can be a woman too. As I said, you know, it could be your energy, Leo, but it's also about coming from that place of the masculine force, which is taking action. This isn't, I'm not just like sitting thinking about it. Not with Emperor. You're actually executing. You're taking steps. You're making something happen. You're determined. All right, let's see what's coming in for Leo in this lunar cycle. Hope you enjoyed your full moon. I liked it. It was really good energy. It felt like it really lightened a lot of stuff up. You very well could be dealing with a Taurus. We do have the Hierophant coming out here. Okay, you're opening up with majors. So we know this is an important cycle for you. Something very foundational here. You might be building some kind of community. You might be growing something through a network. This could be like an online community that you're building. Okay, this is working with a group of people to create something that's very enduring, something that really will last, all right? I do feel like you're being directed by your inspiration. This is something that, like, you know, Spirit sent on through to you as a memo. You got the memo. I think you're answering that call. You know, it might be a little slow going at first as you start to like get things in motion with this, but I feel like word will get out and your community will grow. You just got to stay really consistent with the Emperor. You got to stay really steady, really consistent, really focused. But this is totally on point. You know, you're watched over in this space and you'll build something really beautiful here and it'll endure. You know, I think it'll also really nourish you as well. This is also, when we look at the Hierophant, it is a card about, again, you know, positions of power. And you could be dealing with some kind of institution. You could be breaking from a pact. You could be breaking from a typical line of work you've been in that maybe really was very stable for you, but you're kind of ready to expand beyond that. And you're engaged in some study, you know, I really feel that. Study so you can expand in a new direction. And it's also introducing you to new people too, as you start to head this way. It's really a cool thing, okay? Very, very good indication. If you've been questioning any of this, should I go in this direction? Should I study this? Should I go back to school? Should I follow, you know, that inspiration I have with my career and branch off, break from the pack, do my own thing? Yes, 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 with the Hierophant up right there. All right, let's see more about what is going on here. Again, there's like the third eye lit on that Hierophant card. Ooh, you got a little temptation. You got a little angel devil action going on in you. I have to say that I'm going to look on the bottom of the deck for this one because you do got the devil here. Okay, you do got the devil here. Now, what I have to say about this is I'm picking up something kind of a little unusual here with this that I normally wouldn't pick up. But with the devil coming in with the Hierophant, and also with having already had the Emperor on the bottom of the deck here, I really feel that this is you working with that Capricorn energy. You're establishing something for yourself, and you're also really stepping up into your power. And when it comes to stepping up into your power, you're doing this in an arena where I feel like it's going to put you in a more visible position. All right. So there's this piece about your reputation, how you're viewed, what sort of precedes you before people even get to your work. And you might even be really thinking about that. Like, who are you? How do you want to represent yourself in this endeavor? You know, what do you want to be like your stamp on it? How can you bring your authentic self forward? You may be in like a field that's really saturated. Maybe you want to do something very different. But what I see is, I do see you working really hard, but your challenge is this. This is your devil. This is how it can like kind of cause you some problems. Your challenge is maintaining the balance between like work and pleasure. You're a little more prone to go to the pleasure side, okay? And then you end up like, when you make money, you fritter it. You fritter it by going out to have a good time. You know, maybe you enjoy like going out to eat. You like to go see shows. You like to buy yourself new things, especially clothes. You like to get dressed up, you know, and it's a party. I mean, you are the fifth house of pleasure and all that, but you might be just spending a little too much, because I feel like you're going to need seed money to grow what you're wanting to grow here. You know, you're going to have to invest in it. You may also, I have to bring it in, you know, there might be a particular emperor that you kind of, you know, he's got a lot of dough. So sometimes you might use what you got to, you know, get a little of the financial support you need. That could be hookup energy, okay? Certainly, it could also be just being very flirtatious, maybe leading them on, making them think that there could be something there. This could also be just sort of like playing the role of, you know, how can I put this? You use your beauty, or you use your handsomeness, you know, you use what you got on a superficial level to appeal to this character, to get a little support. And there's a piece here about, it's kind of a fine line, because if you're doing that, the person you're doing this with may actually have like deeper feelings. It also might be something that for one reason or another, maybe it's taboo. It could affect your standing within a community. And certainly if you're looking to grow something, you want to be mindful about that, about how you're moving. This may have been gnawing at you, because I'm listening to Ted back there gnawing away at, you know, at something that's being a little bit of an itch that won't go away for him, okay? Maybe you're dealing with somebody that you were involved with like this before. Now it's an itch that won't go away, okay? An itch you feel like you got to scratch. I don't know. There's something here, but it is like very much with the Hierophant and the devil. It's like angel on one shoulder, devil on the other. And it's about you finding the middle way, okay? Going back to that original take, because I feel like that's like a side story there for somebody. Going on this original take here, there's this piece about, it's super important that you don't negate one for the other. I feel like also with this work that you're doing, don't lose the fun in it, all right? This new direction you're heading in, don't lose the fun. Don't lose the enjoyment. You got to keep that kind of like spark alive. And this is all about finding your unique expression. Also, you know, be honest with yourself. Get a little bit more structured. Call yourself to, you know, bring your full self to the table. If you're finding a hard time doing that, if you procrastinate a lot from getting things in place that you know you need to, so you can really get generating towards your North Node and this future you want to create for yourself, you know, you got to kind of like reel it in a little bit. I do feel like there's a little bit too much of this. There's a little too much of like partying, or just like, oh, I'm just going to have fun, or, you know, I'm just going to focus on, you know, what's easy, you know, I'm gonna work with my wiles, you know, to get what I need instead of applying myself. There's something here about it's a trap, you know, it is. It's a trap. It's a trap that can keep you in a much smaller, confined reality than you're meant to be in. You're meant to, you know, open up. You're ready to grow. You're ready to expand, and you're being called to. But there's something that's kind of like a bad habit. This could even be like a hookup. It's a bad habit. You know, this is a bad habit. It's 15:55 on the clock when that came in. Okay, so there is a need to end a cycle on something. There's a need to like change it up already. Like this is a change that should happen a long time ago. It's like put the pedal to the metal with this change, so you can kind of like heal all this, you know, within yourself, because it's as soon as you take this action that you discover that thing within yourself that was keeping you playing small, was really tethered to what you needed to let go of back there. It's going to illuminate a lot for you when you stop sort of like using this as a crutch or using this as an excuse, whatever this is. Look at this, another major, I'm telling you. You got the Wheel of Fortune here, okay? So far we got Taurus energy, Capricorn energy. Now we got Sagittarian energy on the board, as well as fixed sign energy here. There's your energy, Leo. You might be in too fixed of a position, too stubborn with letting this thing go. Whatever this thing is, this habit, this way of doing things, you know, a fixed position, or like I was saying, a certain lifestyle that affords you, it might seem like a certain level of opportunity or a certain level of financial support or a certain kind of come up, but it's sort of a gilded cage because you can only go so far with that. And somebody else is always in control. Somebody else always has the power. And it looks like you're being asked to step into your power because you have the ability to like put down some real solid roots for yourself and really grow something here and expand. Especially if you're developing something that involves like a group of people, a network of people, getting online, you know, wanting word to spread about the work that you do and what you're learning, what you're studying here. Maybe what you're learning, what you're studying, you're meant to move into a role as a teacher. I feel like you teach through your words, okay? So some of you are meant to do some kind of podcast, or you're meant to do some kind of public speaking, or you're a writer, you know, you got words that need to pour out of you. And this is something that maybe you've been pursuing it as more of a pleasure, as more of a hobby, and you're not recognizing that if you really like applied yourself and you made a commitment to it, made time for it, that there's actually something that could really grow from this, that could be very successful for you. I do feel like an opportunity is coming your way, but the opportunity can only really move forward if you let something go that's keeping you small. It's keeping you small. That's the best way I can describe it. It's holding you back. You're the only one holding yourself back. All right. And these fixed positions, that's the only thing that's holding you back. You also could be needing to release somebody that is, you know, sort of like a spanner in the works. You know what I mean? They sort of like get everything halted, you know, and then you're on the side of the road. You're on the way to your destiny, you're driving due north, and then all of a sudden you're stuck. You're stuck on the side of the road and you're waiting, you know, for a rescue, instead of learning how to change that tire yourself and then just getting on with it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so there's something here. You could be dealing with any of those fixed signs, like I was saying, or Sagittarius, right? But there's something that needs to change here, needs to be transformed, because it isn't working so far. But when you do, this brings a real turn of fortune for you, and it finds you stepping into a more empowered position. You could have any of these characters involved with your change too. These could be aspects of yourself, right? So look to that 8th house, which is all about, you know, what is darkly delicious, or what could be your kind of tripping points, as well as what's in need of transformation and rebirth. Looking at that house of pleasure, your house, you know, pleasure and wanting to enjoy yourself and and keeping things light. You know, is there a way any of that's become kind of more of a shadow aspect that needs to be transformed a bit? Taurus, you know, that's all about the finances, the self-worth, what you invest in at the end of the day, the Empress energy. And then when we got we already covered your energy, Aquarian energy. That's all about networking, your community, your social circle, the World Wide Web. All right. So all of these are areas that are coming up for transformation, and they're calling for expansion with the Sagittarian energy. All right. They're calling for you to branch out and also allow yourself to explore, not be held back. Right now, we got Empress in reverse. Empress in reverse. So this is South Node energy. Okay. This is not closing cycle on something that needs to be released so you can move up into that Empress reality. All right. Masculines, you can be the Empress too. Okay. This is the feminine aspect, the creative aspect that brings all new things into being, but needs that emperor, the avenue, the way to be clear. There can't be things blocking the way. You need a blockbuster to break on through and get to the other side of that. In some way, you haven't been really seen who you truly are. You've been playing small. For some of you, this has been about a relationship you've had with an emperor that you've allowed to have too much power over you. And you've kind of like, you need to turn your view of yourself around so you really see who you are, and the way that this thing, this person's validation, their love, their affection, their recognition, their approval, in some way, it's keeping you feeling like you have to play small, or you have to walk on eggshells, or you have to be the perfect pretty little princess. And if you're not, then the validation goes away, the approval goes away. You know what I'm saying? So there's something here you have to look at, but there's definitely a karmic cycle that needs to be closed. I feel that, you know, meeting your true match, and for some of you, this is coming up for you. You really want that person you can grow with. You want that person who feels like shelter from the storm. You want that person who really wants to put down roots with you, wants to be a real like fixture in your life, you know, not somebody who's just sort of like divided in their attention. I almost said intention. Okay. So maybe you feel like this person makes certain intentions with you, but there's no follow through. What you get is very different. You know, you want somebody who really wants to build with you. You know, like I really feel that, and is a soft place to land. And you for them as well. Like you want that true partnering where it's eye to eye, right? Not where somebody's looking down their nose at you. Okay, I'm picking up this energy, strong Taurus energy, because there's been a lot of fixed energy that's come in here and a lot of signification there. I also feel it's also about really your sense of value. This is what's being challenged. What you invest in, how your investments are influenced. Okay, and it's about the bag, man. And it's about the money. Maybe you have somebody that you've given too much authority to in your life, and their opinion about your ideas is carrying too much weight. And you kind of need to be a little bit of a devil and be a rebel, you know, kind of like, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to invest in work that is also fun for me, that I enjoy, you know, I can see that too. But something needs to be straightened out here because the feminine is in reverse. This is also Libra energy. So you could have a strong Libra placement in your chart. You could have a strong Taurus placement in your chart. Any of these majors that came in, these are all majors. So this is all going down like right now. 24, 55 on the clock. Lots of sixes coming in. So you're aligning with your purpose. All right. You're also healing something major. You got a certain vision for moving forward. And it's imminent. It's imminent. This is all going down right now with all these you've had all majors. I'm going to do a cut of the deck here and see what we got. Another major. I can't make it up. The High Priestess. All right. So again, you know what you know when you know it. Your intuition is really talking to you. It's interesting here because for me to have the Empress come up in reverse like this, and it's the South, it's that South node energy too, because Libra's in the South node, and we got the Emperor, Aries is in the North node right now. I also feel like this is really talking about you're currently in the place where Persephone is in the deep dive. Okay. So I think you're still integrating some shadow stuff. You're still integrating something from a heavy cycle you went through. I feel like it may be ways that you normally doubt yourself in some way. Okay. It's something about this. But you're in the process of shedding, you know, those veils of illusion right now, and you're in deep healing integration, but you're really being called to rise up out of this, take the best from the shadow, all right? Because it's from the shadow that the light is born, the light of awareness, the light of, okay, I didn't see that before, but through integrating this, now I got what I need to take action and moving forward. So I feel like you're in a deep psychological integration, spiritual rebirth kind of place right now. You're like in that cauldron of creation, and I feel like you're just about to rise up. But there's something here where you really have to listen to your intuition. And a lot of you, you're very drawn to the study of metaphysics, or there's something in relation to metaphysics, or you're studying the roots of some spiritual tradition, the historical roots, something like this, that's really informing the work that you're doing. So I feel like you're in the place now where, you know, you're in the deep dive with it. All right. And it's not ready to be shared yet. It's not ready to be shared yet, but you will have it emerge because we know that when Persephone does the deep dive into that underworld, all right, eventually she does rise up in that rebirth energy as core in the spring. And that's when all the creativity, everything she's been gestating, everything she's been working on, everything she's been nurturing is ready to be shared. Okay. And peacock energy here. So there could be really like a proud moment where you kind of get to show off what you've done. And I think you're going to feel really good about yourself when you follow through on this. But the thing is, you got to value your vision enough, and you got to believe in yourself enough to actually do it. Because you do have some habits right now, or a particular somebody that you've given too much authority in your life at this time, that's really holding you back from stepping into your own vision. So there's something that needs to be addressed here. Right? What's on the other side of the split? Yep. Wow. I mean, talk about driving a point home. The only minor of your whole freaking read to cap it off. 10 of Wands. Look at all of this that you're carrying. All of the judgments, all the BS, all the belief systems, all the responsibilities, all of the opinions of other people, all the things you make so much space for that you don't want to do, all those irons in the fire, all that stuff that you do every single day that you tell yourself is fun. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. But too much going out and having fun, eventually it's like it's another kind of fire. It does lead to burnout, and it does leave you feeling bogged down. It does make you feel heavy when the thoughts hit you at night, when you're in bed staring at the ceiling and you're going to sleep and you're thinking of all the stuff that you coulda, woulda, shoulda got done if you weren't out fucking off. I have to just call it the way it's coming in. That's how it's coming in. And you know it. You know it, because it's like all of this is creativity, actions that you are actually being weighed down by because you're not moving on them. So they create mental stress, burdens for you. instead of just taking action. You're weighing yourself down with your self-doubts. And you do really want something to grow. Look at the rabbit here. The rabbit's like, come on, there is growth here. But you've got to stop calling your fears to you with all your worry and anxiety and just do it, okay? Just do the darn thing, because you will move ahead. And there's something really beautiful that's ready to come through for you. And the only thing holding up this show